Well, good day, tubes. How's she hanging? Pretty good here. Sweaty hot, but supposed to cool down the next couple of days, so that's good. But anyways, picked up a new tool here I figured you guys would be quite interested in, if you're into lawnmowers, we'll say. So it looks like they got her well sealed here. She's well sealed, so let's undo the tape parts here first. And looks kind of like it's stapled shut too, so ordered this online. I've been looking at it for a wee while and I'm like, oh, that hummed and hotted for quite a while, but it finally broke down. I thought, oh, this would be a good tool that I should probably have here. And it is all the way from Waldo, Wisconsin. Interesting. Took a long time to get here. What does it say on here? August 21st, and I just got it, and it's September. What is the date today? September 4th. So quite a while in the mail. It seemed to take a long time, but anyway, so let's crack her open here. I don't know what I got to do for setting this up. But let's pull out all this stuff, and looks like we got some expo something. Oh, it's like a trade show for stuff. I will not be attending that, of course, but test out new tools, and looks like all ads so far to me. But anyways, not doing that. So let's see, what do we got here now? Professional blade boxes. Okay, I don't really need that. Ooh, this is kind of cool. I actually looked this machine up here. It's a blade cleaner. Goes in there and I guess it brushes it all off. I've got a brush down there that I use. Anyways, it was like $1,400 for this machine. I'm like, wow, that's not right. So, I guess it comes on a big stand and stuff. And I don't know. It looked kind of cool, but I'm like, no. Dust collector for your okay, blade sharpener. Don't need that either, I guess. So those will go in the Harper box. And here's my little instruction dewey here. So what this is a magnetic static balancing instrument for mower blades. So I seen this, like I said, quite a while ago, and I thought, hey, that would be pretty darn sweet for me. For my application to get your blades pretty darn precisely sharpened. I've just got one of those crappy little bell ones that I don't think they're that great. So let's get this open here, and I don't know, I'm going to have to mount it somewhere, how this works. I guess it probably doesn't need to be, I should probably read this guy maybe, probably doesn't need to be level or anything like that, I don't think. I'll have to do some reading here though to figure all this out, but this thing is supposed to, now let me think, so I thought this thing moved or something. Yeah, this thing slides up, that's right. So you mount your blade on, you pull this up, and this is a big magnet in here. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's a magnet, holds onto your blade, and you mount this guy to the wall. And then whatever heavier side your blade is, let's get her up here. Whatever the heavier side your blade is, it goes to the one side. So the heavier side to the bottom, so you have to shave a bit more off that, and then once it stays level, it should be good. So I don't have a blade here right now. But I got some at the garage. I'll remember to bring up, and we've got some new blades, so we'll see how brand new blade balances too. But I'm just going to read this for a minute, see if I just mount it to a wall or what I do with it. But I'll have a read of this here. Okay, just reading up a little bit on this thing here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, they basically show you, whoops, sorry. They basically show you, put the blade onto the cone and then draw up the clutch, they call it. A magnetic clutch towards the blade. The blade is now securely located on the cone and is held by the magnet. Slowly let go, make sure your blade is held firmly by the magnet before completely removing your hands. So that's kind of cool. That should work pretty sweet. And then they get into this other thing here with this little rod. This little rod guy here. You set it up to your blade. And I believe, I haven't quite, yeah, discard bent blade, so it checks to see if the blade's got a bend in it. That's good because sometimes I can't tell. So you'd want to, you know, see the difference here, measure 1/4 inch. Well, yeah, this blade's bent. So place the blade on the balancer to the vertical position. Position the guide rod in close proximity, not touching, place the guide rod in the close proximity to or touching the underside of the blade near the tip. Take note of the distance between the gauge rod and the tip of the blade. Rotate 180 degrees compared to distances. General straightness tolerance guideline. 14 to 20 inch long blades can allow up to 1/4 inch difference. That's quite a lot, really. 21 to 28 long blades can allow up to 3/8 difference. That's pretty cool. There's all this stuff in the front. I'm going to have to really study it more about the unbalancing and vertical unbalance and horizontal unbalance. So I'm going to have to do some more reading up on that. Maybe find a video on it or something. I'm a little better with watching videos than I am reading stuff. But anyways. Horizontal blade unbalance indication and correction. The vertical unbalance indication and correction. That seems kind of straightforward. That's pretty cool. I watched actually a video a while ago when I first found out about this, and this guy was like, oh man, it's like he was being so picky and precise with how absolutely perfectly balanced his blades were. I don't think he would have had time for mowing. It seemed kind of funny. So, blade hole center offset and measurement. How to measure the correct offset of the mounting holes after a vertical imbalance condition. Oh, I see. Okay. So, measure the offset. Use the caliper shown in the 2 images. So they're wondering if, I have never seen that condition before, if for some reason the distance is different from one side to the other. It should be bang on every time. Why would that have changed? To measure the center offset, use a caliper shown in the 2 images below. Measure A and B and then calculate the difference between them. If the difference is between, well, I shouldn't have to worry about this because my blades aren't like that. I don't know why a blade would be like that. You would think that would really suck having it like that, but difference between the two measurements should be less than 20 thousandths. The blade vertical unbalance condition may be acceptable for use if the differences between two and measurements. Blade vertical unbalance condition may be significant vibration. Well, I've never seen that before, so I don't know. That seems kind of funny. Balancer care and calibration test. Presume it's been calibrated from the factory, so I'm not going to worry about it. All magnetic balancers dating from the 1950s can be repaired and reconditioned. It is possible to repair a balancer if it has been damaged. Send the balancer to us for reconditioning, evaluation, and quote. Wow, that's kind of cool. But yeah, there she is. So we'll have to go get her set up in the shed there. And they do want you to, I guess, level it within plus or minus 5 degrees. Where did I see that? I think I'm too far back here. Mounting, yeah, mounting. No, that's the blade. Oh, for cornflakes, where did I see that? Start here. Mounting the balancer. There we go. On a wall or vertical surface, 1/4 inch screws not supplied. They do have this stand you can get, which is kind of cool. All mounting options must be vertical plus or minus 5 degrees. So I'll get a level out there and do it that way, I think. But anyways, let's get her out to the shed here and get her mounted up. Okay, just a temporary mount here on the wall. I'm actually going to probably mount it permanently down at the garage there for when I do my stuff down there. So I just want to get this kind of level. Too much. Too much. That's pretty good. Now, if it'll stay there, what I think I'll probably do is describe a line. And if it happens to move while I fire this in here, then we got a problem. Huh. That seems like a smaller screw. That's weird. Yeah, just temporary mounting here, so. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I just don't want to super snug that bottom one up because it might jack it off down there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Goes forever. So what we got to do is put our blade on and pull that, what they call a clutch up. It's really greasy for some reason inside of it. I don't know why, but yeah. But I'll show you what blades I got here. I got some different blades here. Okay, so what we got here is blades for my big tractor. 3 different ones from different sets, we'll say. This one I had just sharpened on the machine, and it's, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's just freshly sharpened, that one. Generally, I don't really balance them. I just, kind of keep an eye on how many on each side I'm taking off, and then, generally have a look at it. So that's that blade. This is one that I haven't sharpened yet. That's been sharpened many times. So we're going to see where it's sitting. And this was a one from a new set that I've only sharpened once here. You can just see I just kind of put the edge back to it, and that was it. And then just for fun, I got a brand new set here for this zero turn. These are a high lift blade, so they've got that little star pattern guy there on these, so I don't know how well these are going to mount to that thing, but anyway, let's try the one here first that I've sharpened, and we'll see if it's out of balance or not here. Okay, let's just first of all get you a nice zoom of the machine itself. All right. One that I've sharpened a whole bunch. Now I don't know whether it matters which way you put it on, but these ones have a bit of a dish, so they're going to have to go upside down, I think. Oh, that's interesting. The hole's not round. So that's going to mess everything up, I bet. Pull that clutch out. Okay, it's grabbed it. Ooh, look at that. Okay, well, let's let them settle a bit here. And while it's doing that, I'll zoom yous out again. This looks like a thing that's pretty cool, but it's going to take forever. Oh, it's so smooth though, my goodness. So it kind of seems to be favoring this end, so what I'm going to do is start it right there and just see where we end up going with it. So to me it looks like this end needs a little bit more shaved off it, but not much. I do have a bit of crap still on this blade. I wasn't too good at cleaning it off, but I got the other side fairly clean. This stuff is just munged right on. I have to pretty much wash them. So let's start with the heavy end up. Yeah, so it's wanting to definitely heavier on this end. Now this thing, I guess once you get her in a certain spot, you can move. I'll show you that in a second. We can move this guy. Except I don't know how that works. I have to read up a bit more on that. Because of, well, I guess you do right on the tip of the blade, and then if this tip, yeah, it's pretty good, that blade for straight, it's not bent or nothing. So we definitely got a bit of heavy on that end. Okay. Good to know. Let's try another blade here. And we'll try the one that was a brand new blade that I sharpened once. You know, I never really noticed that. It's not a perfectly round hole on these things, so. But it's this pretty strong magnet, so it should hold it all right. But we'll start this one. So it wants to fall that way already, so let's falls down towards this way then, yeah. So we got a heavy end down this side. Looks to me like this end's a bit heavier. Yeah, this end's not falling, so I would say we got to shave a little bit off of this end. Let's bring that back to equal again. This thing's pretty awesome, but it's almost too precise. It's like, how long are you going to take to figure out how much you got to take off? Like 0.003 millionths of an ounce. Like, that's not going to make much of a difference, but. Well, let's try this one this way now. Now this end should fall. That's the heavy end. It's a lighter end, so it's going up, yeah. And just because of the dish in these blades, I can't do it the other way. That's interesting. These blades are really weird. You can kind of see the dish in that, and the magnet's bigger than that compared to this side, which is like, you know, dented the other way. So okay, so that one looks like she needs a little bit off or two. That's good. Let's try one that I've just taken off the mower, but I haven't even touched the sharpening on it yet. We'll see how it is. So it seems to be heavy on this end. It's pretty neat, this thing, how it works. So heavy, it's not far off though, because it almost come perfectly level there, so it's a little heavier I guess on this side here, but yeah, see, that's not moving at all, so that's the heavy end. We put the light end up here. Let's see what happens here. It's starting to fall now, so she's pretty close though, that one. I'm quite surprised. It's pretty darn close. So looks like this is a heavy end. It's really heavy because I put marker on it, right? So this should fall. Yeah. Looking good, and then when we put it this way, the left side should fall, yeah. So it gives you an idea of what's doing what, but now let's try a brand new one. Same deal again, it's got that same dish in it, so I'll have to put it on upside down. But now with the little flowery pattern here, I guess it'll grab it square enough, yeah. It's pretty darn good. Okay, brand new blade, never used. It's a bit heavy on this end too. Interesting. Not bad though, because it didn't drop really fast. I guess it's maybe a thing of how fast it drops too. But I would probably say that one's pretty good. Pretty decent, really. A little heavy here. So that should slowly drop. Ever so slowly, but I mean, like, that's pretty decent, I think. Like, it's not like it went like let it go, like this kind of thing. It wasn't that bad, right? It's pretty good there, I think. So I wouldn't even probably worry about even adjusting that, but sweet, nice little tool. Should work good, but and then I'll show you too what I figure and how that blade, bent blade guy here works. Let's switch positions here. So this guy, I'm presuming you would do the back of the blade, because if you go too much in, the lift of the blade wouldn't work. So we need to slide this up a little bit and find kind of just where it's about to touch there, and then rotate it around. And that one's actually out a bit, surprisingly. Could be the blade where it's maybe not, I don't know. It seems to be sucked down pretty good there, but I'll try that one. Just about touching. Let me bring this around. And it's actually out a fair bit there, surprisingly. Let me try remounting this just to see if that makes any difference. I don't believe it will, but looks like it's mounted pretty good there. So yeah, we're just a hair off there, and we're touching there. That's funny. That's interesting. Brand new blade that's already bent. What? Think of what these blades go through to be made though from like a flat piece of steel. You know, goes through a freaking punch press. Ba-boom! Like if the freaking mold that they're using isn't bang on perfect, it's, you know, going to be all messed up. There's quite a bit, you know, quite a bit of angling and, you know, all this in here, and then these are high lift blades, so quite a bit to it. You know, it'll be interesting to see how they make these. I'm sure it's just one big, you know, 5 million ton press. Boom, boom, hammers it down. Very interesting tool, though, right from Magnamatic, right? Magnamatic.com. I think we actually have a website right there. Made in USA. There you go. Balancing instrument. Pretty good little tool. Should be pretty handy. Give you an idea, you know, how much you got to take off one end. Anyhow, that's it for today. I just want to show you that pretty cool little thing that we ordered there from those folks there, Magnamatic.com. So should be a good little tool, but yeah, I will mount that down where my big sharpener and stuff is down there. I didn't bring it up. I was going to bring it up and sharpen some, but I'm like, nah, you know. So I actually do have one more thing I'd like to share with you guys. If you're interested, I just have to run inside and get it. So for some reason I got a light not working behind me. Nothing. I've had so much trouble with freaking these stupid fluorescent lights lately. But anyways, I just wanted to show you, I got two of these lights actually for outside that we're going to mount on poles. These are solar LEDs. It's kind of like what I showed you the other night there. A little different with a panel, and it actually has a battery backup for cloudy days. So cloudy days it doesn't charge up, I guess, quite as well, so it has a battery backup, which I think is kind of silly because now I got to go up on a pole like 3 times a month to change batteries. So whatever. And it's got another battery just for the light that the solar charges up. So I like the other ones better, where it had a bigger panel, and it would charge it up a little better. But we'll see. Maybe these ones are junk. I don't know. This is all I can seem to get here at the Home Depot is this Defiant lights. But hopefully they're pretty good. I see the ones I have mounted up already though have kind of yellowed a little bit on the white plastic, so I don't know how UV safe they are, but should be good for a few years. Should be good for a few years if you don't mess with them too much. So I don't think there'll be any charge in it now. That's the little guy you take off to mount on, and then you just slide her down. It locks in place on your pole, so it's pretty handy. I'm not too sure now where. Oh, there's C cells that go in there. Actually, I got some C cells. We could C cell if it will work here, and with the batteries in. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see. Okay, C cells. C cells. So we need a minus, which is forget these things now. Positive is there, yeah. So minus. Another minus there, and a positive here. And click that feller back in there. No, interesting. There's no. Oh, there. Never mind. Just looking for the. Okay, so it's on off mode right now. So if we turn it to 5 seconds, probably got to be dark out here now. Is this little sensor thing movable around? I know these are kind of movable around and then up and down. You can direct these wherever you kind of want. I don't know about the sensor, it feels pretty solid. So it's not coming on. Did I put these in right? I believe so. That's interesting. There's a little plug here. I don't know if you can see it. It's not joined. It's not connected, I don't believe. So I guess I have to do that. Pull it out and join it maybe. There we go. Now they work. Minus. Wait a minute. Let's start this again here. Okay. So that's a minus. We need that one that way. I think I screwed that up before. Plus. And a minus. Okay. So that little plug's plugged together now. Ooh, the light thing came on there. That's a good sign. Should be a little daytime light sensor in there too. But I don't think there's any other sensor for daytime. Maybe I got too much light here. Oh, there we go. She just worked. Well, that's pretty good. That'll probably light up the thing pretty good. Maybe I'll wait till a little bit darker tonight. We'll take this fella outside and give her a try here. So that's on 5 seconds, so that should technically turn off in 5 seconds, but it's still on, so. Okay, well we'll wait till it gets a bit darker and. Well, that's cool. Just, you know, we'll take her outside when it gets darker out here. See what we're thinking, how she's going to be for our outside stuff. There. Okay. Yep, that's off now. So we'll wait until she gets dark outside, which doesn't take too friggin' long nowadays. Doing that again, right? So then we'll take her outside and we'll see how the light looks. All right. Well, it's getting sort of dark out here-ish. We'll try this light out here. It's just bright enough that it's not super duper dark that you guys actually can't see what we're doing here. So, Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad, you know. So I'm gonna put this up somewhere on a pole up here, kind of thing. So yeah, when we come in, that's pretty darn good, you know. It lights up this whole area pretty nice. So we'll probably face one. Maybe kind of like that, so it kind of shines down onto the container a bit. And I think I'm going to put the pole out past the tree here, though, maybe right about here, just so too when I come in the yard. I don't know now where I want to plunk it. It's fairly bright, so just gives you, you know, from like this, nothing, to fairly good bright light. So, juice there, bud. Motorbike. So yeah, but I'm not too sure with the panel and stuff. It's got to kind of be above the trees here because you know, and you got to get it to get a good juicing. So, but higher you go, the worse it sort of seems. But I don't have to go super high with the light. And then if we do another one on this old pole over here, we'll maybe see what this would kind of look like on the pole here. Might not work on this pole. I don't know. It's not too bad, I guess. This gives you a bit of light, right? It's not going to be like, you know, daytime or nothing. Well, this would charge good here because we got lots of sun on this side. Should be really good. But yeah, that might be all right, you know, just enough. And then if we go down by the shed, let's have a look and see if we mount one at the shed and maybe put a little something on the roof there to mount the little panel too. If we see what this would look like when we get down here. Oh yeah, I brought a couple of loads of dirt from some digging back here. This is pretty good light here. So it's kind of gonna smooth up this area a little bit here and get it a little higher because it's always so mushy here. Like I got the first load here and I backed the trailer somewhere back into about here, and that was about all I could do. And it just sunk into the mush. Like it's always so mushy down here. So I'm gonna eventually, well, we'll try to level this up to maybe to where it's a bit higher right about here. It's kind of hard to see right now, but it's all low right here, right? So I want to gravel all this nice up here and bring it up a couple of feet maybe. And we'll get away from this consistent mushy stuff here. It's really bad in the springtime too. So I'm trying to get this nice gravelly stuff where it'll smush down real nice and be, you know, better than dirt. I don't really want it to grow stuff, but if it does, it does, I guess. But I can always still mow it and mush it down right. But anyways, okay, let's get back. So if we mount this light up here maybe, yeah, that's decent. Decent light, and that should catch us when we get fairly close. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I got to get a couple of poles. And, oh yeah, you know what? I'll probably get eaten alive, but let's go back here. I got ripping and tearing with the backhoe the other day, and going back, I didn't bring you guys along, unfortunately, but Dylan wanted another jump. I'm like, okay, let's make you a jump. So, cleared a bunch of stuff here, and a bunch of trees, and it basically looked like that bush and crap and stuff in there. So what I did, go back here with a sweet light. What I did was I made him a jump. I see it's already starting to grow in. Made him a jump that he used a few times, but he didn't seem to like it too much. So I don't know what was wrong with it, but it's already starting to grow crap. So we cleared out a whole bunch back in there, and then I cleared quite a spot back through here. This was all bush. See, it's already starting to grow in with cattails. My goodness, doesn't take long. I cleared a nice spot all the way back into our bush here. So if I have to, I can get there's one right there, for instance, that would work as a good pole. It's fairly tall. I just, you know, would have to put it in about 4 feet into the ground. So that's probably about, if I cut at ground level, that's probably about where that stick is right here. So that would give us another, yeah, that would hold a light fine. There's another one maybe even here too. That's kind of crappy. But this bush in here has got quite a bit of good trees and stuff in here. So nice one right there actually. Maybe knock him down, or, you know, there's a bunch of them, some really old ones here too, like really big ones. I wouldn't take those ones down, they're good for mailbox posts and stuff, but I mean there's a whole bunch of them right here, right? Whole big grove of them. For a little light like that, I don't need a great big huge like this one here. That's, you know, like a foot in diameter. I don't need one that big. There's quite a few back here though, big ones. But yeah, we just blazed a trail right through with the hoe and started tearing and ripping, and this is a big one here. My gosh, I don't need one that big. That's probably 1.5 feet in diameter, like thick wise, not round wise. But yeah, we got piles of them back here, so shouldn't be an issue to harvest one or two if we need to. Could probably even get one of these big taller ones and you can cut them in half and use one. So this is a big one too here. Big fellers back in here. It's nice and mushy. I guess they like that. A couple of nice pairs there. Some bigger ones there. Yeah, we got lots. So we'll get back here with something one day here and knock a couple down with a GoPro or something. Unless there's already a couple of down that we could just already use. See, this is always mushy here, eh? Mushy. There's the river like right here though, so nice one there. There's quite a few nice big cedars here. Cedar's good because it lasts a long time in the ground. A lot longer than this friggin' light will last probably. Oh, one's fallen here, but that's a piney tree. Nice big one there. Wow, that one goes up a long way. We could definitely, that's too big though. This one, that's about this size here, would probably be lots for a pole. Good pole. Hopefully there's no bears. We have had bear sightings here the last little while. I don't see anything else here. A couple of trees fell here though and made kind of a mess across the river, but well, that's a big cedar too. That would work. Oh well. And we still have a bridge here too, but it just went all crappy. There's your river. Nice river. Nice little river. Yeah, we had a bridge that went across right through there. The wood went all crappy. Look at the size of that one. That's a big friggin' tree. It must really like that water right there. That's a big tree, and there's another big one way over there too. And a fairly big one there. But I got lots back here. There's lots we can get, and 3 big ones right there even. That's a good size right there though. I like that thickness of one, but even that's too big. I don't need one that big. Lots of littler stuff here we can maybe hook to with the ATV and drag them out. That would work pretty good. Even a pole that size would probably be lots for that little light. But I'll just probably dig the hole with my Mini X, so I don't really need a great big huge tree where I got to take 2 scoops wide kind of thing, right? So, but anyways, we'll head her back. Come in here and get a couple of trees. Maybe one will do. Cut them in half. The one by the container, I want to maybe do a fairly tall one for that, just to get the panel up higher, because especially in the winter time we're going to need low sun and need the panel up higher for charging. But yeah, lots of fun. So yeah, I cleared some crap and pushed it all back here. Made a big huge opening here. But like I say, it's bulrush is already growing here. Look at them. Holy cow, cattails. Go away, bug. So yeah, we'll hit her back before we get eaten alive. Actually wasn't too bad. Had a couple bothering me, but not too bad. So but yeah, maybe we'll get the Mini X up here and do some leveling of the gravel here and pack her in a little bit. And I could back over with another couple of loads and bring them in a little further because it was just too mushy. I couldn't get back anymore, so I kind of buried it when I pulled out. But from about here to the back was one load, so I slowly brought it out. Yeah. Anyways, we will head her home. I'm pretty happy with these lights for how small they are. They're not that big, right? So let's go back downstairs and have a look at the charging panel on it. So I got a couple of poles here already. I was going to build like a fancy guy there. I just never got to it, but that lights up here pretty good too. You know, it's not super bright. Looks brighter on camera, but these ones I've got down at the gate here, they're really bright. I'll just leave this on the car for a moment. It's dark for a second. We'll see if this one catches us when we come down to the gate here. Oh, should catch us. Hello. There we go. But it shines really good, this one. It's really decent. A little bit bigger though, but they don't seem to sell those ones anymore, so that kind of sucks. I really like them. It's funny because I still show them on display over there, but they don't ever stock any. So you're behind the gates. Just a foot. Whoa. All right, well, yeah, I wish I could get more of them, but oh well. We'll head her back up. Oh, my other one shut off. Look, that's cool. So it should sense us again once we get up here. It's on the top of the car here. Yeah, look at that. It picked us up way over there. That's pretty good. Let's oh, it's not gonna sit on its own there. Oh well, that's all right. Let's head inside and have a look at the panel. All right, so it's now picked up the light inside here and not coming on, so we'll I pull off these lights here maybe. Dark enough? Yeah, there. Which should sense me coming up here. Hey, it did too. Sweet. That's pretty cool. I love motion sensing technology. Now it sensed the light again, so that's good. I'll just turn that off for now. And yeah, I want to look at the panel in here somewhere. I presume it's in this box on the side here. Holy jumping. Just perfectly engineer the box where you have to tear it apart. So, there's a box of screws and leg thingies there. So that's the little panel. And, oh nice, they give you a little wrappy thing for the cord. That's good, because the other one doesn't have it. It's just like this big twist-tied thing of things. So, if we plug this guy in here, it should probably not get a charge off of my light here. It needs sunlight, but that's it. That's pretty cool. So that'll get mounted. Guess just screws right through and it turns that way and should go. Yeah, sounds like you're breaking it, but there's big indented things in there to adjust to get the full sun in the afternoon. So now I don't know how much cord they give you on that. Looks like a fair bit. Don't know if this will tell us how much cord we've got on that, because that'll determine how far we can put it up. Does not say. So try to get it up as high as we can, I guess, but I'm kind of thinking if the light's mounted about maybe as high as I can reach, that would probably be about right. Any higher it just gets a little bit too much diffused. So, but that should be fairly straightforward. We'll just put her sort of back in the box until we're got some poles ready here. And yeah, there we go. But anyways, thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. You guys have a light day.